Beneath the ordinary world lies a veil, and behind it, the voices of the lost still whisper.
We are your guides into the shadows, where true crime meets the paranormal.
From chilling crimes to haunted histories, we uncover the stories that refuse to rest.
This is Veil of Echoes.
It begins long after midnight, when the house is silent and the world outside feels held together by nothing but mist and darkness.
I hear something, but I tell myself it's nothing. A dream? A trick of the night?
The sound comes softly, like someone grieving just out of sight. A thin, cracking wail, pulled through cold air from a mouth that's forgotten what it feels like to breathe warm.
That isn't an animal. That isn't the wind. Something is calling.
The wail drifts towards the house, sliding beneath the eaves, curling around the walls, until it settles outside a single window.
The air changes, heavier, colder, like something is standing on the other side of the glass, waiting for me to look.
She doesn't knock. She doesn't call your name. She simply weeps, as though the grief inside her has nowhere else to go.
Don't look. Don't look. If I look, she'll know I hear her. She'll know I'm awake.
But the crying shifts. It tilts upward, towards the window, towards the one listening, as if it recognizes a heartbeat.
I open the curtain, a sliver, just enough to see her face. She's pressed to the glass, so close her breath fogs the pain. Her hair is long, black, twisted into knots, like something dragged her through the woods by the scalp. It hangs forward, matted, hiding most of her face, until she lifts her head.
She isn't young. She isn't even whole. Her skin hangs in soft folds, thin as old parchment, clinging to bone. Deep lines carve through her face, like grief has hollowed her out from the inside.
Her eyes. God, her eyes. Swollen red, rimmed raw, as if she has cried through centuries of darkness. Tears tremble on her lashes, but they never fall.
Her fingers rise and touch the glass. Long, bony, crooked like dead branches. They tremble, not from cold, but from the weight of the messages she carries.
She opens her mouth, and her jaw shakes, like it hurts her to speak.
They will be dead before the sun returns.
Episode 19. The Banshee. When the Veil Weeps.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Veil of Echoes.
I'm Lindsay, we're your hosts.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Bria. Every week we cross the threshold between truth and the unexplained, walking the narrow line where the real world meets the one just beyond it.
Tonight, that path leads us into Irish folklore, to a spirit older than memory, older than grief, and feared by generations.
A woman whose cries is said to mark the final hours of someone you love. A voice you never want to hear, unless it's already too late.
But before we begin, whether you're joining us for the first time or you've been walking with us through the veil since episode 1, thank you. Your support means the world to us.
If you haven't yet, tap the follow on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It helps our indie show grow and tells the platforms you want more cinematic storytelling like this.
And if you've been enjoying the sound design, the deep dives, and the work we put into every episode, leave a rating or review. Helps new listeners discover Veil of Echoes, and it truly makes a difference.
A quick warning before we begin tonight's episode. This episode explores themes of death omens, mourning spirits, and the accounts of supernatural encounters that some listeners may find unsettling.
We share these legends and stories to understand the cultures they come from, and the fears, hopes, and mysteries that shape them through the centuries.
But as always, listener discretion is advised.
Long before she was called a monster, long before her cry traveled through stone cottages and midnight fields, the Banshee was known by another name. Banshee, the woman of the fairy Mound, a spirit older than any written word in Ireland, and older than most families she follows.
Her story begins deep in Celtic tradition, in a world where death wasn't sudden or silent, but announced, mourned, sung into existence. For centuries, Irish families hired keeners, women whose job was to weep at funerals, their voices rising in long, trembling cries, meant to guide the dead safely into the next world.
But in the oldest stories, not all keeners were living women. Some were seen at night before a death occurred, weeping into the dark, as if they already knew whose soul they were crying for.
The families who heard her began to notice a pattern. A cry in the night, a voice at the window, and within hours, a death inside the home. And so the stories grew, across farmhouses, villages, and generations. Whispered the same truth that remained the same. The Banshee won't kill. She warns.
She is tied to the old Irish bloodlines, the O'Neills, the O'Briens, the O'Connors, the O'Gradys, and the O'Malleys. Families whose histories live in songs and in burial mounds that have stood for centuries. For them, the Banshee wasn't a stranger at all. She was a presence, passed down like an heirloom, a spirit of mourning who belonged to their lineage alone.
And although modern retellings often describe her as a screeching demon, the earliest lore paints a much quieter, more tragic image. A woman seen brushing her long hair beside a riverbank, tears streaming as she prepares for a death that hasn't happened yet. Or a figure kneeling at a stream, washing blood from garments, not because the battle has occurred, but because it's destined to.
But no matter her form, a young, ethereal maid, a grieving mother, or the ancient crone with tangled black hair, her purpose is constant. She appears only for sorrow, and only when a soul's final hours have begun ticking away.
And in Ireland, they say the most terrifying thing isn't seeing her. It's knowing that if her voice reaches your window, someone in your home is already being mourned.
Do you think spirits like the Banshee are warnings or witnesses? Like, do you believe they come to protect the living or to announce what can't be changed?
I think they're there to announce what can't be changed.
Yeah, like warnings.
Kind of like the Grim Reaper.
Yes, that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, it's just like, it's like Ireland's form of the Grim Reaper. It's a weeping woman instead of
why do you have to be so creepy?
A skeleton in a cloak with a scythe.
Yeah.
I don't,
If I saw that outside my window,
Well, I just think of the episode of Supernatural when they did the Banshee episode. They made it creepy. Like, I mean, they did really good with it, but they also made it to where she, like, ate your soul. Which was really weird.
Kind of like the Grim Reaper.
Yeah. It was just different.
Yeah.
I don't know if I remember that episode.
Yeah.
What season was that in?
God, I think the later on seasons, like 7 or 8,
That's
something like
probably
that.
why. I need to catch up.
I haven't watched it since the last episode aired on TV.
So you've seen what I still haven't watched the last episode.
Yes, I've seen everything.
I need to catch up. I love Supernatural, but
Yeah.
Honestly, I want a Supernatural tattoo.
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that Banshee episode on there now. I know they've done Bloody Mary and this
Yeah, they did the Wendigo, Bloody Mary.
The Woman in White.
Well, the Scarecrow, I don't know what he was technically based off
He's
of.
still
yeah,
a demon, right?
Yeah, they did the Scarecrow.
He's a demon of the harvest. We could do
Death.
him.
Yeah, Death.
Ugh, that was a creepy old man.
Yeah, he was.
We need to figure out what he is. He'd be a good one for Thanksgiving time. The demon of the harvest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I would... Yeah, she's definitely there. I mean, obviously to warn you.
Yeah, that's what I think she's there for.
But, like, when does she leave?
When you're dead.
Like, when
That's what
the
it
person
seems like.
died,
When the person finally goes,
and then she just leave? Like, freaking weirdo.
yeah.
Creep.
She's like, hey, I just want to tell y'all he's gonna die here within the next 5 minutes, so.
And her images don't help. Make me want to, like, punch her.
Whopping!
Who are you outside my window?
Be like,
Oh, Banshee bashing.
The old hag.
tell us how you really feel, Bria.
So, or might as well be called that.
In Irish folklore, the Banshee is never just one thing. She shifts, she adapts. Her appearance changes from family to family, generation to generation, as if grief itself chooses a different face for every lineage it follows.
Some describe her as a maiden. Beautiful, ethereal, draped in pale silver or white. Her hair loose and shining in the moonlight. This version is said to appear when the soul she mourns is pure, innocent, or deeply loved.
But others see a very different woman. An aged, worn figure wrapped in a gray cloak or burial shroud. Her hair tangled and dark. A vision of centuries-old sorrow. The crone, as she's called, is the most commonly reported form. Her skin is pale as cold ash, stretched thin over bone. Her eyes swollen red from crying tears no human throat could survive.
And then, there's the darkest image of all. A woman crouched by a river, scrubbing blood from sheets that haven't yet touched a dying body. Locals call her the washer at the ford. A terrifying omen old enough to have been recorded in medieval manuscripts. In these legends, if she's washing a garment bearing your family's crest or color, it means the wearer will never return home.
But there's one detail nearly every version shares. Her hair. Long, unbound, untamed, whether black as peat or white as moonlight. Her hair is always shown hanging loose, a symbol of mourning in ancient Celtic tradition. Women let down their hair only for grief, only for death.
And then there's the comb. In Ireland, if you find a comb lying in the road, you leave exactly where it is. Because folklore says the Banshee uses her comb to lure the living closer. Anyone who picks it up invites her attention. Her voice her wail. And once she notices you, she doesn't forget.
But here's something darker. Something scholars and storytellers agree on. She doesn't choose her form at random. If she appears young, your death may come softly. If she appears as a mother or a middle-aged woman, your passing may bring great sorrow to the home. But if she rises as an old, withered crone, her hair tangled, her eyes bleeding grief, it means the death approaching is violent, sudden, or born from tragedy.
And sometimes she doesn't appear at all. Sometimes all you hear is her weeping, just outside your window, just behind your door. A cry so full of old sorrow that it doesn't sound human. Because maybe it isn't.
If a spirit can change its form based on the death it's mourning, what do you think the Banshee would look like if she appeared for you or your family? A maiden? A middle-aged mourner? Or the ancient crone with tangled black hair?
My luck would be the bitch with the tangled black hair.
Exactly what mine's gonna be. Exactly.
Come out looking like Samara.
Oh, fuck.
Like, it's straight up gonna be like the girl from The Ring coming out of the TV. That's what it's gonna be. I am just.
I would probably piss myself, for one.
I'd just be like, I saw this coming. Just take me now.
Just take me now.
Just get me away from the McKees, please.
But does she take... she takes someone you love, though, right?
Well, I love myself, so she can take me.
God dang, I don't know.
I mean, there's some people I could send her after.
It just
me
says
too.
that death follows. It doesn't really say if it's you that she takes or someone you love, but death is close to whoever hears.
Well, all I know is if I find a comb in the middle of the...
I'm picking it up.
I am not picking it up.
I'm picking it up.
A
Like,
comb
nope.
of all things.
Nope. For her nasty-ass hair.
I am not combing my hair.
I'm still gonna
with
pick it up. I'm gonna test it.
I'm gonna test
Be
it.
like,
Like, hey, I read this.
yeah. She.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah.
But
I
you
would
know.
not pick it up.
But you know, after hearing this though, if I really did not like somebody, I'd pick up the comb. Hey, whoopsie, what did I just do? I don't know.
Yeah, that's...
I mean,
if it would work that way.
hey, did you hear John passed away? Oh, did he? I'm sorry.
Well, darn.
I swear I didn't pick up the comb.
And they're like, what?
I swear I didn't pick it up.
They'd be like, you're crazy.
Like, you have no proof.
You have no proof what I... Yeah.
Did I pick up the comb? Maybe. Maybe not.
Would you pick it up?
I don't know.
I'd be like, I don't know. First I just say, ew, someone's comb.
Yeah,
I mean,
But then... I don't know.
I mean, it was just kind of like when we went to the pen, I was like, I'll be the first one to go into the room and close the door.
Yes.
I was like, I'll do it. I don't care.
Well, I remember the Banshee now, and there's a comb, so hey, let's see what this does.
yeah. I've never heard anything about the comb, but
Yeah, I never knew that was a thing about the comb.
That's interesting.
until this point, it would just look like a dirty comb.
Yeah.
It's
Pretty
changed
much.
everything now. Yeah.
For centuries, the Banshee has been recorded not just in folklore, but in historical accounts. From families who swore they heard a woman crying in the moments before someone took their final breath.
One of the earliest written sightings dates back to 1437, when the chronicler of King James I of Scotland claimed a strange woman stood beneath the castle window, weeping into the night. The guards chased her, but she vanished into the cold air, as if she were made of smoke. Hours later, King James was murdered in his chambers.
Another story comes from the O'Neills, one of the most ancient Irish clans. In the 1500s, a woman staying in the castle reported waking to a heartbreaking cry echoing through the halls. When she opened the door, she saw a figure, thin and frail, draped in a cloak the color of storm clouds, moving down the corridor, touching each door she passed, as if saying goodbye. By morning, the clan patriarch was dead.
And these are far from isolated. In County Galway around 1730, a diary entry described a woman hearing a terrible lament coming from the orchard behind her home. When she looked out, she saw a figure bent over, hands covering her face, long hair failing in tangled ropes. The woman claimed the Banshee lifted her head, and the crying stopped instantly. Her husband died before sunrise.
Another tale, this one from a priest in County Clare, claimed he heard sobbing outside his rectory just before dawn. Thinking someone was suffering, he opened the door and saw footprints in the frost leading right up to his doorstep and stopping there. But no person, no weight in the snow, just the prints, in a silence that felt wrong. 3 members of his congregation died later that week.
One of the most famous encounters comes from Lady Fanshawe, a respected Englishwoman visiting Ireland in 1642. While staying in a friend's castle, she woke to a woman outside her window, pale, wild-haired, beating on the glass and crying so violently that Lady Fanshawe felt the sound in her chest. The figure let out one final wail and then vanished in the thin air. The next morning, the castle's lord died unexpectedly.
In the early 1900s, several families in Limerick reported a woman known as the Grey Lady. She walked the streets at night, a long gray shawl dragging the ground, crying so softly you could barely hear her, until the moment she passed your house. Then the crying rose, shuddering, shaking, as if mourning somebody inside. In each recorded instance, a person in that home died within 24 hours.
More recently, a young woman staying in an apartment in Ireland claimed she woke to weeping right outside her 3rd-story bedroom window. Thinking someone was in distress, she pulled the curtain back. But she saw a woman, hair long and tangled, face gaunt, standing in the air. Nope. Nope.
If you see her standing in the air, then
Hell
that's
no.
just when you look and you just walk off.
Like what the fuck? Am I high right now?
I don't remember smoking anything, but alright.
She saw a woman, standing in the air, level with her window, crying into her cupped hands. When the woman blinked, the figure was gone. Her mother died in the hospital less than an hour later.
Whether truth, coincidence, or something older than memory, every story ends the same way. Someone hears the Banshee, and someone dies soon after.
If you heard a woman crying outside your window in the middle of the night, would you look? Or would you keep the curtain closed and pray she wasn't crying for someone you loved?
I always peek.
I mean,
Every-
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I mean,
peek.
I would peek, yeah.
time.
That's why they always say curiosity kills the cat. I'm gonna peek.
Why would
Yep.
you just let it, something like that? I don't know. I'd be like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, there's no way. I have to go check it out. Like, what the fuck's going on out here?
Yeah, I'd have to check it out.
Hey, lady, my babies are sleeping. I mean, you just stop that.
Oh shit, where'd she go?
Yeah, that's gonna be the fucked up part.
Yeah.
You
She's
look
just
over and then
crying,
she's
yeah.
gone.
And then you
Gone.
tell someone the next day, and then they're like, you
The
check
fuck's wrong
yourself
with you?
You check yourself into them.
You ever heard of this thing called mental health? You might want to check into it, make sure yours is okay.
That's a great conversation starter. Did you hear somebody screaming last night? No? Oh, it was just me? Oh,
It's just the voices in my head again, I guess.
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, they keep telling me to do this, but I keep telling them no.
You're safe.
Well, then that's the sad part. Just like with the serial killers, all these drug addicts say this stuff, and then they're like, "Oh, you're on drugs." They don't. You don't. It's same like this. If you said that, but it really happened, they're like, "Oh, you need to go to."
Yeah, you just need to go have your head
Yeah.
examined.
Right. So either way, you're screwed.
So who knows what the real
Getting
truth
chased
is?
by someone who's trying to kill you, you're screwed.
It's like, fuck you.
Seeing a creepy
But
old woman
As soon
outside
as the
your window, you're
government puts
screwed.
it on TV, you're supposed to believe it.
Oh yeah, as soon as it goes on social media, you have to believe it. If Google says it's right, it's right.
Yeah.
If Wikipedia says it's right, it's right.
Yeah.
Even though you can go in and edit Wikipedia anytime you want.
I know. That's what they'll tell you.
Yes.
Don't get your information from Wikipedia.
It said, "Oh, would you like to edit?" Well, hell yeah.
Yeah, let me add this in that was never
I
actually
invented
there.
all of this. What?
Yeah.
I was the one who invented the iPhone. What are you guys talking about?
I was there, remember?
Yeah, you you don't remember me standing right next to you?
Like Wiki it, checking on the pedia.
We had a conversation and everything.
Yeah.
You have to keep people on call real fast. Hey, I need you to get on change this real quick. Hurry.
Stupid.
That's funny though.
Yeah. I don't know. You're screwed either way. Folklore may be ancient, but the Banshee's voice has never stayed in the past. Even today, people hear her. They just don't always realize it until the next morning.
A woman named Oifa, who asked her name be changed, shared her encounter in 2018. She was driving alone through a rural stretch of County Mayo just after midnight. Fog thick enough to swallow her headlights. No houses, no cars, just empty road and the steady thrum of rain on the windshield.
She said she kept hearing something, a faint, thin cry underneath the noise of the engine. At first she thought it was her radio picking up static. But then the crying grew louder, closer, until she realized it wasn't coming from the radio at all. It was coming from the passenger seat.
Oifa pulled over instantly. Heart pounding, hands shaking so violently she could barely hold the wheel. When she turned to the passenger seat, the crying stopped. Silence. Just fog pressing thick against the windows. She leaned forward, peering into the dark road, and that's when she saw her.
A woman standing on the side of the road, hair drenched and hanging in strings, clothes tattered like she had crawled out of a bog, face hidden behind her hands as she cried, a deep, shuddering weep no living woman could sustain. Ife blinked, and the woman vanished.
I just keep thinking of Samara coming out of the
It
water,
seems like-
yeah.
dripping with her nasty ass black little. Yeah.
Gross.
She drove home in silence, didn't tell a soul what she had seen, didn't sleep, just sat awake on the couch with every light in the house turned on. At 5:17 a.m., she got the phone call. Her father had died of heart failure in his sleep around midnight. The same time the crying began in her car.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
A nurse in Belfast claims she heard a woman sobbing just outside a fifth-floor hospital window during her overnight shift. Thinking a patient had wandered, she went to look. Outside the window, 5 stories up, stood a woman in a gray shawl, crying into her hands, her feet not even touching the ground. The nurse froze, closed the blinds, and refused to check again. A patient on her floor died less than an hour later.
Another story comes from a family in Cork who heard crying through their baby monitor, but the baby was fast asleep. When the mother checked the live feed, the camera showed the nursery window slightly open and what looked like long hair blowing inward, even though the night outside was completely still. The crying lasted for 40 seconds and then stopped. The next morning, the mother's aunt, whom she'd been very close to, passed away unexpectedly.
So creepy.
Yeah, the hair blowing in the window.
Yeah,
no?
that's what gets me is the hair.
Fucking long ass hair.
Sound like mama.
Yeah. Oh god.
Oh God.
The movie Mom. I haven't seen that in a long time.
I haven't either. I need to watch that again. And
Yeah.
that was a very good movie by Guillermo del Toro.
That was different.
That's who
he
did
ma-
it.
Really?
Yep.
Huh. Yeah, that was a good one.
He is one of the masterminds of horror when it comes to...
He did a new Frankenstein.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah. He's really good.
What
at
else has he
does.
done?
He did the Hellboy movies, Crimson Peak, Shape of the Water, Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh.
He did that one.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's good with his shit.
Yeah.
He's got a mansion, and then he's got a house that's like 13 different rooms with different books in each one that he dives into for his movies.
So it's like a library house?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are they like, why does he have so many? Why not just use one huge room? I'm confused.
I have no idea, but
Huh.
it's because the dude's... The dude's weird.
Maybe he turns into like a certain scene or something.
Huh.
But it's like his TV show that he had on Netflix, The Cabinets of Curiosity.
That was him.
That was him.
I was like, that name also sounds familiar. Okay.
Yep. He knows his shit.
Huh.
He
sounds
knows what
smart.
he's doing. Yeah. Except for when he did Shape of the Water.
I did not see that one.
Well, let's put it this way. It's like basically taking Abe Sapien from Hellboy and making it into a love movie.
Oh.
Except for this one, this fish creature can't talk.
Oh.
But he falls in love with a woman.
A fish falls in love with a woman?
It's a fish man type looking thing.
The fish man type looking thing. Like Little Mermaid?
So have you ever seen the original Hellboys with Ron Perlman?
Oh yeah, but
The blue
not
guy
a
that's
long
in
time.
there. So the blue guy that's in there.
The fish man. Hey.
I don't know, I'd have to see him.
So
He's a fishy.
he... Let's see here. Abe...
Lane, are you a werewolf?
Come on, phone. Abe Sapien.
Oh, okay.
The fish man.
So it's essentially that, but I'll show you.
Oh, the thing in the other movie?
Yes. Came out in 2017.
Oh, I think I remember that. Like, I didn't see it, but I saw. Okay.
It's basically a woman having sex with a fish.
What the fuck?
Oh.
Yeah.
Would you call it bestiality if it's a fish?
Shit, yeah.
Because a fish is not really an. I mean,
Well, it's considered a part of the animal kingdom.
No, they have another name for it.
I would just consider it bestiality, only because, like I said, they're a part of the animal kingdom, so...
So his little hoo-hoo smell like fish?
Yeah. Oh my god.
He got fish stick. Was his fish stick crusty?
Okay. Gross.
Did she use soy sauce? Or what is
Okay,
it? Tartar
alright.
sauce?
No.
Did she use tartar sauce?
Wow.
Palate. Well, is it a palate? Is that a palate cleanser? It's still kind of demented.
It's gonna be a little bit of a demented palate cleanser, but you know what? The audience wants it, so the audience will get it.
If you're alright with her fucking a fish.
I am
my
not
God.
watching that movie now. Okay, stop. Gross. Oh my god.
Could you imagine doing that though? And talking like the guy from that movie that we watched. What was that? What was that called?
Oh, Antrim?
Antrim. Yeah. Imagine talking like that.
Oh my gosh. That movie. I can still see him.
Yeah.
I kind of want to watch it again just to,
Yeah.
just to relive it.
I mean, we watched the whole thing.
Just for anybody listening that wants to know about it, don't watch it. I mean, if you want to, you're more than welcome to.
Well, it was what it was popular on TikTok how long ago, and they were saying
Yeah.
if you watch the scariest movie.
No, it was a cursed movie.
Oh, a cursed movie. Well,
Because when it was played in theaters back in the 70s, the theater burnt down with everyone in it.
Whoops.
oh, well,
I don't know.
I was born in the 90s, I don't know.
So, we all watched the movie, we ain't dead. So,
I want you all to watch it and let me know how far you make it.
yeah.
yeah, see how far you make it in that shit show.
I mean, we watched it all, so I don't know what that tells about us.
I don't know if
They
it's a curse,
dig.
but you're not getting that time back.
No, you're not. And you all can blame me for it.
Yeah.
It was like, here, let's watch this movie. It says it's cursed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fucking cursed by what the fuck did I watch?
They probably just said that so you would watch it and just to make you watch it, and
It worked.
Well, it fucking worked.
it did work, yeah. Gross. One final story. Sitting by a listener. He said that when his grandfather was nearing the end of his life, the family took turns keeping watch. One night, he heard someone pacing outside the house. Slow, heavy, like each step was soaked in sorrow. When he looked through the living room window, he saw a woman. Thin, pale, hair black and wild, standing at the tree line with her head bowed. She raised her face and let out a cry, so raw, so broken, so filled with centuries of grief that he felt it vibrate in his ribs. His grandfather died 20 minutes later.
One thing ties many modern encounters together. Something most people don't realize until they look closely. The one who hears the Banshee once, often hear her again. Not for themselves, but for different loved ones, different losses, different nights when sorrow moves through the air. Her voice, once heard, seems to remember you.
So whether she's a spirit, a curse, a grief echo, or something older that still walks the land, her presence lingers long after the sound fades. Some stories don't end with her cry. They begin with it.
If the Banshee's cry truly follows certain families, do you think she would follow yours? Or do you believe some people are simply more attuned to hearing the voices of the dead?
She would follow my family. 100%. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I can see her, like, people being more attuned to that kind of stuff. You know? Like, sixth sense.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, depending on...
I can see both, though.
Like we discussed
Yeah.
before, like, if you hear her and then somebody can call you crazy and then you know damn well you heard it. Because that's not something you can mistake as a weeping scream cry like that.
I wonder what it sounds like.
I can... Technically, you can only imagine.
Wailing, like, I don't know. Pretty much.
But something like that, but mixed with a cry at the same time is
I feel like that would,
kinda
like,
haunting.
break my window.
Yeah.
High pitched.
Good possibility.
Yeah.
Well, it was enough to shake that one dude's grandfather's chest.
Yeah, exactly. It's high pitched.
So he ended up dying 20 minutes later.
Now I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look out the window and it's foggy out tonight. I'm gonna see a creepy old.
It is.
Hey, I
foggy
gotta
out
drive
tonight.
home.
Oh fuck.
And I live on some back roads.
Oh shit. Well, if you see a creepy old woman
Well, if I see a
in
comb on the road.
or like that one girl said, she
It's
looked,
like, that's not a fork.
something came from her back passenger seat, looked in the road, and there she was.
I'm gonna tell you right now,
Yeah.
if somebody starts crying in my car, I'm gonna tell them, get over it. Get over yourself. There's other things you can be crying over. I have to go to
Where's
work.
my gas money?
I gotta go to work. Yeah, me too. I gotta work tomorrow night.
Yeah, where's my gas money, bitch? This ain't a free ride.
Huh?
This ain't a free ride, bitch. You gotta pay me for it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be in my car, you can cry all you want, but you gotta pay me for that shit.
That's a whole different thing. Like, you experience it by yourself, especially in that situation where you're just driving along and everything going fine, and the next thing you know, there's just a loud scream, cry coming from your passenger seat. You look over and there's this ghostly woman in a grayish outfit, and she's just screaming at you, and you're like, what the
Why are you screaming at me, Jesus?
I feel like I would get in a car wreck.
Yeah.
I think so. I think-
It'd be like seeing a spider
If I
like
heard, yes,
coming down from your windshield,
Been
getting
there.
ready to hit you. It's like,
been
well, I'm
Yeah,
just
'cause-
gonna fucking crash it.
yeah.
If you're already cruising, that's gonna be shocking. You're not just gonna be like, oh, hey, what the fuck? You're like, oh, my...
Yeah, I would definitely crash my car.
And concrete barrier you go.
And then like, well, I guess she was predicting my death.
Yeah. She was like, I told you so.
Yeah,
Well, bitch, if you didn't do that, it wouldn't have happened.
exactly.
Can't you whisper?
Yeah, can't you be a little bit more quiet next time?
Yeah, a little bit, please.
Just a little bit.
For as long as people have heard the banshees cry, they've asked the same question. What is she? A spirit? A warning? A curse passed down through families? Or something older we don't have a word for anymore?
In the oldest Celtic traditions, the Banshee is thought to be a family guardian, a mourner bound to a specific bloodline, not to frighten, but to honor. Some legends say she was once a woman of that family, a mother who died in childbirth, a daughter lost too young, a wife taken by tragedy, someone whose grief never left the land she walked. In this view, her cry is an act of devotion, a final, trembling kindness.
Others believe she is an echo, born from centuries of mourning, and families plagued by early deaths, wars, starvation, and heartbreak. The weight of loss may have shaped a spiritual imprint, a voice made of sorrow, hardened into a presence, a cry that repeats every time death approaches, like the land itself remembers the pain of those who came before.
Folklore places her among the Ishi, the fae of the Irish myth. Not the gentle fairies of modern stories, but ancient beings tied to burial mounds, stone circles, and the thin places where the living world brushes the next. If she's one of them, her cry is not a warning, but a boundary ritual, a signal that a soul is about to cross into their domain.
Some believe she's not a spirit at all, but the human mind, interpreting a truth it already knows. When a loved one is dying, or something feels terribly wrong, intuition may take shape as a voice we think we've heard outside the window. A manifestation of our deepest fear and our oldest instinct. A cry born inside the mind, but blamed on something outside of it.
And then there's the darkest theory. One whispered behind closed doors. One never spoken at night. They say the Banshee doesn't just follow families. She chooses them. Once she cries for your home, once her voice touches your life, your bloodline becomes part of hers. Generation after generation, she becomes the shadow that keeps its vigil just beyond the window's edge. Not cursed, but claimed.
And some say she isn't tied to blood, or land, or lineage, but to grief. Your grief, your fear, your loss. They believe the Banshee appears not because someone is dying, but because she senses the first fracture in your heart before you do. Like she's drawn to sorrow the same way smoke finds breath. Not to warn, not to comfort, because grief itself is her home.
Whatever she is, whatever form she takes, her cry remains one of the oldest sounds in Irish myth. A voice that lingers, a voice that chooses, a voice that never comes without reason. And when she stands outside your window, you don't ask why she's there. You already know.
If the Banshee truly appears for those she chooses, do you think she follows blood? Or does she follow grief? And which one would she find if she's looking into your home?
I think she follows grief.
Yeah.
And she'd find plenty of grief in my home.
Oh yeah, mine too.
Yep. She would have a never ending.
Like everyone has fucked up.
It would be never ending for her though with my family.
Yeah. But then like I guess certain bloodlines that would make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the grief theory makes more sense.
Yeah, the grief is what makes sense to me.
Yeah. Well, all I know is I better not be hearing anything crying outside my window at some point.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, well,
I'd be okay with not.
like who's dying tonight?
Fuck!
Alright. And that concludes this episode of Veil of Echoes.
If tonight's story stayed with you, if you enjoy the way we walk between the shadows, please follow and leave a rating or review. It helps our small indie show reach more listeners who love cinematic storytelling just like this.
And if you have a case or a legend you want us to explore next, send it to us anytime. We read every message. Tonight, we heard a cry, meant for the dying. But on Monday, we step into a room built for the living, to beg for death.
In part 1, Cindy Vigil fled the trailer, drugged, bleeding, barefoot, with no idea how long she had had before David Parker Ray came home and realized his world was crumbling.
Inside the toy box, Cindy Hindi was bleeding, scrambling to clean the scene, trying to hide the evidence before Ray returned and saw what she had slip right through her hands.
In part 2, we follow Cindy Vigil as she stumbles half-conscious through strangers' doorways, collar locked around her neck, begging anyone to save her before a raised truck pulls into the driveway.
And we step into the investigation that shook Truth or Consequences. The moment deputies saw the restraints, the tools, the diagrams, and the tapes Ray recorded for the women he'd never meant to let go.
Some rooms are built for silence, some for suffering, and some hold the echoes of every voice that never made it out.
Monday. David Parker Ray, Part 2.
Until then, keep your ears open.
And the veil closed.